Super cold, super hot. Yeah, this winter, like number one, number two, hottest on record across a big section of the West, where we have these records all the way back into the 1800s across the East, a top 10 to 20 coldest winter, typically where the weather world equalizes itself, not too far apart, where you have one extreme, you're going to have the opposite. Yeah, equilibrium, folks. Meteorologist Brian Ivy with you. Norcast weather, snowplow news video as we go into your Thursday morning, continuing to have lake effect on the backside of that clipper. Some of it could be moderate into portions of New York State. There'll be some into Northeast Ohio, into Southwest PA as well. This will last into portions of the evening hours and maybe even early morning on your Friday before totally shutting off as high pressure moves on in. And then it's going to be fairly quiet for a little bit before the next system starts to form. This will bring snowfall into the Colorado Rockies and in towards the high terrain of Arizona and New Mexico. Plenty of heavy rain out across portions of the southern plains. As this moves off towards the north and east, we have to keep our eyes on the mid-Atlantic for snow potential. Not definite, but it's all rain for the majority with this next storm system. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Through Saturday here, snowfall. You could definitely see the few to several inches as we go in towards far northern New York, south of Quebec, not much into the Hudson Valley, and then 1 to maybe areas of potentially 3 inches where those squalls persist further off towards the west. Plenty of snowfall starting to get the act together in towards areas of Utah, areas of Montana, into the Sierra Nevada mountains, the Rocky Mountains. There'll be more to come. We'll show you that as we go throughout portions of next week as well. Plenty of heat coming into the middle portion of the country. Still cold into like New Jersey, into portions of interior New England for the most part, but it does warm up at times. Big time cold air pushing on into much of the west, and that's why we are going to see that swing to much more in the way of snowfall out across the west. So this is a pattern flip for sure. You can still see at times over the next few days or so, there'll be that colder air with the trough across areas of the Great Lakes into the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic, but plenty of mild air, not feeling at all like winter into Nebraska, into Missouri. Here comes that next system, moving on further off towards the east. This is what we need to watch for. A few degrees in temperature either way will be the difference between just very cold rain and potentially a good amount of very wet, heavy snow. So keep an eye here as we go into portions of Virginia, Maryland, in towards southern PA and in New Jersey, where we could have heavy, wet snow. Now, it might be so wet that it doesn't really add up too much, but we got to keep an eye on it. At least some wintry mix, definitely getting rain here. But there could be that changeover to some moderate to heavy snow. We'll just have to keep an eye on how much cold air is available as we go on through your Sunday into early Monday morning. Little system into Maine, that moves on out, and then we'll see the system across northern portions of the UP of Michigan in towards North Dakota, Minnesota, sliding across portions of Quebec, Montreal area, a little bit into northern areas, just north of Buffalo there into Ontario. That will slide off. So yeah, plenty of accumulation as we go throughout the next several days, as we go into the Sierra Nevada, into the Cascades, into the Rocky Mountains, finally. Definitely needed. Not a lot of snow, but a couple inches, few inches in spots, into Fargo, into Winnipeg, and then as we go on in towards portions of the east, this is what's up in air. Could it be a half an inch to 2 or 3 inches? Could it be more of a significant winter storm? Not likely, but something that's at least possible as we go through the next few days. Definitely better moisture as we go back into the northern areas of the country, and certainly with the Pineapple Express type pattern into the southwest. Lots of moisture. It will be dry across much of the south. This is not a far type of a situation from what we expected for the winter forecast, but yeah, warm. Definitely warm. Very wide scale warmth, especially across the middle portion of the country. I think it's going to be just a little bit above average into the east as we go throughout next week.